so for a few minutes you have an ability to just outrun the opponents.
Yeah, if he's got those boots early,
you don't need to buy boots later, yeah.
Well, yeah, and then you can just work straight on the blink from here on out. You know, if you're skipping the mana boots, right?
Exactly.
Now, like you were saying, Earthshaker is one of the heroes. You don't really jump in early or fissure from a distance. You can really get everything done. You're moving over mid, you're probably just throwing a fissure out there. So XM can use Spirit Siphon, Crypt Swarm, and try to get a kill over mid. I wouldn't be surprised to see Fade make a couple rotations over mid. Honestly, I like EHOME's 4-minute mid-party matchup more than Vici's.
Leshrac brings so much. Like, you get one good Fissure block on a mid lane, plus a Spirit Siphon. Should be a kill. I like what Fade did. He used the Fissure to block off the creep wave. Now the creep is very close to the tower, so Chalice can get some CS, some experience on top of that, and he also body blocked the small camp, so DY cannot pull that.
Speaking of Chalice, he's one of the guys on EHOME that, to me, I feel like is underperforming. You know, when he was playing with AhJit, he always felt like the anchor for them, making
no puns intended. Now that he's playing a Tidehunter,
yeah, no puns
being
intended.
an anchor. Okay,
not trying to sink any ships here, but you know, Chalice always felt like the point of contention when teams were going up against him. Like, he was always stable in his lane, similar to the way Faith Beyond is. That he, the two of them are always stable in their lane, always getting farm, always making something happen. But here so far for EHOME, we haven't exactly seen the same thing.
A bit underperforming, I would agree. Still feels like, compared to, let's say, Ori.
Ooh, Erica getting really rushed over here. One more shot, and there it is, coming through from Fade. They'll get the kill onto this juggle. Go for a DY, who doesn't have it for his dive. So looking like it could be a second Fissure, unwilling to go onto the tower.
Even using a salve. So Phoenix won't be able to come, you know, to fight the Fiery Spirits. Let's see. Okay, so he bought a salve. Juggernaut, like a good bro, actually took it with himself after respawning, so Phoenix will be able to put some more pressure on the lane. Good start for Earthshaker.
Helping your support out on stuff.
Oh man, mid lane is getting dismantled. 17-5 against 9-3. So yeah, I was talking about trying to compare Chalice to Ori, where Ori doesn't feel as comfortable as he did in the past. Like, he was a beast. Now, like, Ori just doesn't feel like he's playing 100%.
Yeah, we usually see him take over the game. In the past, it's been Vici kind of playing behind Ori quite a bit. Seeing him on heroes like Storm and TA, where he takes over the game, and it opens up the map all over for Vici, but we're not really seeing that much here. We've seen him lose a significant amount of matchups where, for a long time, we felt like one of the most stable mids.
He's really struggling this game. I believe that's his bottle coming. Yeah, 4-minute rotation. Let's see who decides to pick it up.
No,
double damage. Fade will get it.
Chalice getting harassed bottom while there are no supports in that lane. Fury pushing him back. Doesn't have anything to heal up with except for that Fairy Fire. We'll see if he goes boost, but for right now it looks like he's holding up to the gold to get that bottle. Been seeing a lot of that in these two regions that we've been covering. Both SEA and China offlane bottles seem to be the big thing.
You get nothing.
A big change from what we were seeing previously. Totem right click onto Erica. Fade immediately dashing back with an anchor smash from Chalice, and he has bought that bottle, so that'll get delivered on the courier.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
And ooh, courier going down. xNova fighting PY to use courier. PYW will find xNova. Well, battery assault on the cogs around this Undying, but Undying should be fine. That being said, I'm not sure
he dropped the
Clockwerk's to be fine. Tombstone used, but the Leshrac, that's not great from xNova. You're giving free gold to the Leshrac in a matchup he's struggling in.
That's free 150 gold for Lesh. Not sure why he decided to go for it.
A tie to the impurity.
There's an kill opportunity, but you know, in Dota, sometimes you have to say it is what it is and move on.
And that bump Leshrac up from a devastating laning phase to something more salvageable for sure. That he's got boots available now. PYW, Fissure comes in. He's got the cogs that should keep the rest of EHOME away. xNova and XM just try and get a kill out of this Clockwerk, but not finding anything at that point.
Oh, yeah, you can see Batrider doing really good on the top lane, even matchup against the Slark. So yeah, like a bit later, Slark starts doing okay. He gets level 6. He doesn't care too much about you know, his sticking up on charges mid lane.
Yeah, they'll use that Spirit Siphon, get the exorcism off. They're trying to make something happen. Icarus dive away from DY. What we usually see from Death Prophets is that early exorcism to try and make something happen, but it is very tough when you've got heavy rotations coming out from Vici, but a good fish from Fade. That keeps already in a bad spot. However, XM, he's diving into this game already at about half health when he makes the dive. Fairy Fire popped, and XM's life is gone. They've rotated for 4 heroes for this. They'll look over at xNova. Great flame breaks pushing back. They still have the Sunray and the Firefly to work with. That's a lot of fire right on top of you. As well, xNova, he's the second one to die in a double kill there for the Phoenix.
What looked like a good Fissure was actually a setup diving into Leshrac. Leshrac also didn't have too much mana there, but still enough once you have that edict going on. And yeah, also this frames second allowing me to analyze the game better because I can see everything slow-mo.
I kind of wish I could play every game like this, because then I could probably be mechanically better at this game.
You have so much more time to react. Like you see Sven stun flying, you're like, yeah, I can dodge this. I have 5 seconds to man to dodge.
So that's what I'm wondering. When the Flash, he's able to move at super speed. If you were to play video games and he moves so fast, time around him slows down, he would just be the best gamer ever.
Never thought of it. Never thought about it.
Flash would
never
TI.
will. I don't know.
Just this moment, you'll think about.
I'll give it a thought. We'll let you know what I think about it. So yeah, 3 kills only, 8 minutes in. I want to see Shaker's item. Okay, going straight into Blink Dagger. I like that a bit more than the mana boost. It's almost half of the price of a Blink Dagger. He also got First Blood, so he's gonna be there eventually. I just don't want to see like Tidehunter getting a second Blink Dagger. He needs to tank up instead, because you want to invest gold, like 4,000+ gold into 2 Blink Daggers.
DY, of course, has that first dive. They brought in the 4 heroes and exorcism available. They want to go and take a tower again with this, but they weren't successful on the mid-tier. The one this time they're looking for more success.
I don't think you fight into this. There's exorcism, ravage, tombstone. Very hard to fight into Fissure, so Vici Gaming should try to find something else on the map. There it is, Leshrac, 4 points in edict on the mid lane. Slark getting caught.
Yeah, around him are some cogs, and needs to be careful. But with that rotation and the TPM from Chalice, they've actually held on to the tier 1 tower, which could have been easily taken if they had focused solely on the bottom tier 1.
This rotation, just to be able to defend your tier 1 tower. Next edict, tower should probably fall. There's no backdoor protection, so you can snipe it. Alright, there's a solo kill. He's not afraid to use the Omni Slash just to get a kill.
As we see Jugs look for the on top of that, get the stones. Silence isn't gonna hit. Then the Blade Fury and TP's
XM was trying to deny some of the creeps. I like how Juggernaut didn't TP straight away. Instead waited a bit to kill the whole creep wave with the spin. Slark with the Falcon Blade. Not a big fan. It sounds good on paper, where like you have mana regen, it gives you some damage, a bit of bit of HP, but I feel like you're missing a timing for your diffusal blade.
Yeah, it's not like he's running away with this game at the moment, where he's like a 1,000 net worth ahead or anything. He's even with the Jug. He goes Falcon Blade, that slows down the defusal. Do you think if the game stays pretty quiet, it's okay? Or would you rather have a Slark?
You want to use Exorcism, you want to fight with the Ravage, get some advantage going on, get a fight so your Earthshaker can get some gold, get closer to the Blink Dagger. It's slowly farming, there's some stacks, but Earthshaker will not take those. Also, like, ideally, you would want to give Earthshaker the lane. I see Undying on top, this is where Earthshaker should be, in my opinion, you know, just getting that free lane.
Next, on his top, but for the moment, hook shot in onto the Slark. AhJit forced to use that ult. Good body block. PYW are both here. Yeah, great body block from PYW. The run in old 11. Supernova used. AhJit got pounced in a second. Pounce, but it leashes up this Batrider. And PYW finishes off the Slark. 3 heroes coming from Vici and no reaction from EHOME at all.
Tidehunter was out of mana, so he cannot TP. Maybe Earthshaker with a Fisher could help out a bit.
It's a tough situation.
It really
so
is.
far from his team.
It's just overall a tough game for Slark, where he's playing into AoE. You have Spin, you have Leshrac, you have Batrider. So yeah, old 11. Make some really nice rotations across the map. Panel talking how he's underperforming. With old 11, you never know, like, which old 11 is going to show up, if it's going to be a good day. You know, did he get his coffee or not? And then, you know, sometimes it's just
the Omni Slash. That's a good Omni there to mitigate the damage. Perfect Omni. Takes that XM very quickly.
Clockwerk is getting so much farm. Like, he's sitting at 21 CS, but just needs a recipe to finish off the Spirit Vessel, which is going to be great against the Dead Prophet, against the heal coming up from the Undying.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're really looking quite good, and a 2K lead right now for overall. Chalice got that hood. He hasn't gone into the Blink Dagger like you said. So we'll see when the Blink Dagger flanking comes from Fade, but it feels like it's just delayed so much. We usually see around the 13-minute mark. Looks like it'll be more a 15-minute Blink Dagger, potentially, depending on how the next few go. We'll see. Turn placed onto Fade, PYW and DY. They're just defending this tower as best they can. But finally, with the second exorcism on this mid tower, they'll take it.
Sometimes your best is just not enough. Slark on the bottom lane, going ham on Ori.
9 meters in, guard packed over. Ori, surviving right now with 140 health. Stay with him. Gonna get that stun off. Pounce doesn't leash, but he still has right click. Throw it him, and he'll get first kill of the game and pick up his first permanent. Pushes him closer and closer to the fusel plate.
Every single time Exorcism is up, they should try to take a fight. We still have not seen Ravage being used.
Yeah, no Ravages yet, which is, you know, we're waiting for the big team fight from EHOME. Haven't quite seen it yet. It really hasn't been set up that way, but EHOME haven't exactly forced it to be in a position like. They've kind of let Vici be the aggressors for the majority of this game. Chalice now is working on that Blink Dagger after picking up the hood. Got Blink finished in about 30 gold for Fade. Picking up, you know, that Blink, and then we'll see probably a smoke from EHOME. Smoke into the potential Echo Ravage combo. A little bit of a combo there for the entire team, with Exorcism maybe running the entire time. Like, there's a lot of team fight from EHOME that might be tough for Vici to deal.
Still feel like the Vici Gaming has a better scaling lineup with the Leshrac, Bat, Juggernaut. Juggernaut's going straight into Mjolnir. That's interesting. Like, usually we just see a Maelstrom into like one defense item. something like a Manta style possibly to
Right.
get rid of the silences, tank him up a bit, or SNY. SNY doesn't sound too bad here. Status resist against the silences, against the Earthshaker feels really good.
Here with his team and Illusion coming over, basically trying not to get spotted. So let's take away the fact that he's got himself this blink, but they're going after Chalice. They've used the Omni Slash already. So EHOME not having to worry about that Omni Slash coming into this next fight, but still yet to engage. Find the Batrider, AhJit moving in, POW's nearby. They do have Lasso available. They don't have the hook
Radiant's
shot.
bottom tower is under attack.
EHOME can't find any openings. I think it's time to use the smoke. There's one on Undying, and there it is.
There it is, yeah.
Try to make stuff happen. You have a Blink Dagger on Earthshaker, Tidehunter just 100 gold away from his.
He's farmed up this Blink Dagger pretty quickly. It felt like it was slower for Chalice, but he's found some open. Exorcism gets picture now moves up into the air. Old 11 trying to run away, but it's not looking likely as AhJit gets another kill, this time on the Batrider. But there's the Mjolnir finish for this Jug.
That's gonna be a ton of damage coming out from Juggernaut's slash. It's sadly only level 1 exorcism, and it was not a close kill to the Roshan. Usually when we see Death Prophet getting a kill with level 2 exorcism, easily turned into Roche. They have some minus armor coming out from the Tidehunter. Still no Ravage used, Echo Slam as well being held for a very long time. I think Vici Gaming just understands that they should not be taking team fights right now, because it feels they're much weaker. Their pick-off game is very strong. Batrider getting close to his BKB, like you have a Clockwerk hook shot. These heroes are very good at picking off other heroes, that good at just straight up team fighting.
They'll fight if they can find the advantage after a pickoff. Meanwhile, Old 11, like he's almost got that BKB, then into the Blink Dagger afterwards. They'll have that initiation with the Blink, the lasso, but right now they've got long range initiation with the Clockwerk, so it's not one of those games where he desperately needs that mobility on the bat. But by fate, 5-man here from EHOME should be looking to get ready to smoke up and look for another fight. At least that's what it seems like. Meanwhile, Vici coming from top over towards mid, and EHOME are the ones setting up. They do have this blink for the Tidehunter, so this could be a difficult fight for Vici if they are to fight into it. But again, like you said, they've been really good about just staying away, positioning themselves around the map where they don't have to fight in the EHOME.
It's a great understanding from Vici Gaming, you know, when they should fight, when they should not. You can see the net worth increasing. They're wasting EHOME's time. EHOME wants to fight. Vici Gaming just says, no, we're just gonna dodge. Farm their BKBs, one on Leshrac, one on Batrider, get one more item on a Juggernaut, then they will be ready. Like with the 2 BKBs and the Blade Fury from Juggernaut, I think that's enough to be able to take a fight against those big team fighting abilities.
See when that clash eventually happens. He's got this BKB. His game is not as big as we normally see from him. Again, when we think of Ori, or at least when I think of Ori, I think of someone who kind of takes over the map, runs around, and makes a bunch of space. We haven't seen that quite yet. Lasso moves up the top hunter, as well as the Omni Slash. They've got the silence on the Fly back from Chalice. That's a good day. Nova is in a perfect spot. Like they might need to disengage. The arrow goes, head goes off. Ravage is out. They look over at the Batrider. They'll take out Old 11. Right. For a third. DY trying to TP, but there's no chance with the fissure behind him.
I think they need to run into Roche Pit. Exorcism still running for like 15-ish seconds. They don't want to do it? Okay, buyback expended on Chalice. Vici Gaming, like, their execution, even though they lost 3 heroes, it feels like they're on point. You don't expect Batrider to just use Lasso on the Tidehunter, and then there's follow-up Juggernaut Omni Slash. So EHOME didn't get anything out of this. They get like 2k gold more than Vici Gaming, but that's pretty much it.
It looked like it was setting up really well for Vici. That egg was in pretty much a perfect spot. Because of the fact that Fate throws that fissure, and it basically keeps them from being able to hit that egg. Plus their attention the entire time was on the Jug, making sure that they killed Erica before he was able to get out of that.
Juggernaut's still squishy, easy to bring down, because he invested all the gold in Mjolnir, so no defense tools. I see SNY and Scotty being built after, which I really like. Scotty against the Dead Prophet, against the Tide, works really well. Already talked about the status resistance, so just needs to tank up on the hero to be able to survive through any like initial bursts coming out from the either Ravage or Blink Echo.
And that build kind of reminds me of like God King. So Sanjin Yasha, finish the Scotty, and then disappear go for that Manta Halberd. Which was always interesting when he was doing that on like every game he played. Glimmer finished pro xNova.
Top tower is under attack.
Got himself a Ghost Scepter. Interesting build from the top. Good Ghost Scepter. I feel like I was expecting something a little bit more team utility than just the Ghost Scepter.
After getting killed like that in the previous fight, he decided to get a Ghost Scepter to protect against the Omni Slash. Other possibility could be get the medallion into Solar Crest, so you can use it on your teammates as well.
There was looking to go for that 8th lens, but now going towards the Shard, I was questioning that as well, because just because we've been seeing the Shard be such a standard item, and its power is so strong. Like the Aether Line, normally, from what we've been seeing from Earthshakers, comes after the Shard, built in, you know, to the Octarine core. So
Shards is must-have on Earthshaker. That Shard actually gives you everything. Lower cooldown on the Fissure, you can walk over the Fissure for some reason, and yeah, the stun. So you don't have to commit. Net Profit ulti inside of it. Seems like Vici Gaming is not a... Okay, they are. My apologies. Radiant using skin. They know. Like, there's not enough time. Roshan will go down.
to have somebody comes down, that's actually going to hit the Clockwerk again. He is on AhJit though. The lasso onto the deck, but it's going to super
Another good egg.
He gets to the high ground, looks at the egg, he's going to have the damage to take the egg out. Hook shot hits on him. Either that flame breaking out, they push back by the Cox, fissure out, but it's not going to help him. Or he gets the kill. 2 heroes gone on the side of EHOME. However, they do pick up the Aegis into the hands of Slark.
That Ravage was a bit premature. He felt him coming, but I believe it hit only one guy. Also another good egg by DY. And these two eggs were pretty much perfect. You can't really complain about it. Now Phoenix is level 2, so Supernova, I mean, they have a Supernova level 2.
But the stun, Ori caught AhJit for a second, trying to get away with that ulti. 2 heroes in on this. Now the PYW's come over. Chalice blinks forward. He doesn't have the Raptor to play with, but they have slowed down the clock. Hook shot away. Just as he was getting pounced.
Is under attack.
Slark decided to go for the Aghanim Scepter to be able to get in and out of the fight. 2 charges on it.
I believe Jug also decided to skip the Sanjin Yasha to go straight Scotty.
So it'd be Scotty into Abyssal Blade, most likely. I would still love if he just skipped the full Mjolnir, like Maelstrom into SNY, into Scotty, into Mjolnir sounds much better. Having a status resistance to be more tanky against the lineup that EHOME has, for me, sounds a bit better.
What would you like to see from this death going boots travel? What would you like after this?
Eon Disc is just a busted item right now. Feel to have seen it across the Southeast Asia region being picked. Usually it was like 5th, 6th item.
Yeah.
Now with some buffs and how the meta has changed, I feel you can just buy it as a 3rd item on most of the cores. Especially when they have this instant initiation coming up from the Batrider. It just feels like a really good item.
Would you have preferred it before the Boots of Travel?
Boots of Travel is fine. You know, she's gonna still get things out of the map considering how Vici Gaming is playing. Splitting the map, trying to avoid big team fights, getting a pick off. Okay, Lincoln Sphere, queued up. That also works, like the other way to protect against the lasso. I also wouldn't mind seeing like a casual plate mail.
Yeah.
Against Edict, against the Juggernaut.
I was going to say, I think at times we've seen both on the Death Prop. Both the Lincoln Sphere into just that double protection. Sharks coming out to the Earthshaker. Blade Fury from Erica, just the TP away. AhJit was showing. He's going into the Basher. He's still holding this Aegis. He's got just about 2 minutes to work with it. The game feels very close despite the network lead swinging more so in favor of Vici by about 6K.
Vici Gaming is in no rush, especially since Slark is holding the Aegis right now.
Radiant's top tower is under
That's the way they've been playing the game even without him holding the Aegis. So they're fine to continue that game, look for these next items. And, well, as we say that, woke up and they're going to try and make something happen. Scan's going to miss from EHOME over in their own jungle. That doesn't catch anybody from Vici who are smoked up here. But EHOME, they're back away and don't have a smoke of their own, but they are grouped up for the moment.
We still have not seen Echo Slam 27 minutes in.
Very surprising.
Maybe he wants to pick Earthshaker in game 2, then use multiple Echo Slams, just stacking it right now. It's a possibility.
Pounce down to the low ground.
Dyer's top tower is under
Now away
attack.
from his team. He'll spot Erica. Going to the fissure. Look at he's looking ready to jump on somebody, but there's good. Comes in and Jug gets caught. Hook shot in. Option here for the Soviet in the end with that pass though. They've got the calm down. Flame break from these heroes away. The supernova goes up. Goes over the Slark. They already got the quarter child. They got to get the down on the side of EHOME. Up in the air is this Prophet coming back down to Earth and really not enjoying her time because now Death Prophet is dead. xNova trying to hide, but they put the sentry down and he'll be killed off. 4 heroes down the side of EHOME. Vici come out victorious by quite a margin. It looks like the Ravage is good, but again, DY has been perfect with these supernovas.
And DY has been exceptional this game. I don't think you could ask for a better Ravage. Like, it's pretty much a perfect one where Juggernaut gets caught when he gets out of the spin instantly, but still there's no follow-up, still no Echo Slam. We can give credit to YW, who's controlling the Earthshaker nicely. The rocket, he scouts him out. Spirit Vessel, can't blink. So EHOME needs to have some smokes ready for the next fight. Even though the Earthshaker should be able to get that Vessel.
And there was never a point where it felt like they could get that Echo off.
AhJit just pouncing in and out, not hitting it.
Yeah, I don't know if the viewers at home saw in that replay there, but Fade ended up getting lassoed and left on the cog, which pushed him away. Set up to be a good Echo Slam. They've got the Fissure, they've got the totems, and they've used the Echo. The Echo Slam is off just a shot. Yeah. Continue to use that shard and control both Erica and PYW. So it's not the big Echo Slam right on top of them, but it did its job.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to, you know, slam people because of the new shard. You can just Fissure, Totem, Echo Slam, just keep them locked in a place and possibly use one Totem after that.
And it worked out. Some galaxy brain thinking there from Fade.
This is why I would love to see SNY. Some status resistance messes up Earthshaker's combo. Like, he can't Fissure Totem because you will get out because of the status.
Bounty!
Japanese.
Gold for me.
All four of them, I believe, going
Radiant's
to
top
EHOME.
tower is under attack.
Still 5k gold lead for Vici Gaming.
AhJit has picked up the BKB. He's going into the basher. He was originally looking for that basher, skips over that for a second, now doubling back forward after picking up the BKB, which seems like he'll need in these team fights. And then Jug, yeah, he's looking for a blink and a BKB.
Interesting build. I see a lot of carries these days picking up a blink dagger, which is fine because now you can upgrade the blink dagger. Before, you did not want to buy a blink dagger on your carries most of the time because it just felt like a waste of a slot.
Does it feel like a waste of a slot now? Or just
Not anymore.
less so?
Now it feels really big to have a blink dagger because
Radiant's
like you can
bottom
always
tower is
upgrade
under
it to
attack.
whatever you feel like it's the best. Here, Swift Blink, of course, on Jug, a lot of value.
Yeah.
Attack speed with the Omni Slash. So now Slark has a BKB for himself. Any big items coming out from EHOME? Yeah. That Prophet in the end decides to go for that Eon Disc that I mentioned. Like Wicked Sphere is very costly, and like Eon Disc gives you an opportunity to just be able to use your abilities, pop your BKB after getting caught by Lasso.
11 inside the trees. Everything ready for both sides. Fissure's gonna miss though. Old 11, he's able to blink away. But they've got the totem, and that stops Old 11 for a second. Chalice can escape with his own blame. Flame break.
He'll just get whatever he can.
It's a little on the Undying. Maybe EHOME can take advantage of this. They put the silence onto the Phoenix. No supernova this time.
No buyback.
TY gone. TYW's got a BKB in his own. He's out. And there he goes. Slam. It's right onto Vici, but it hasn't done enough. TYW getting low. AhJit trying to run, and so is the rest of EHOME. Challenge the TV. XM, his Aeon Disc gets popped. He's used that exorcism. He's trying to run from Ori Old 11, and now Erica chasing. Flamebreak pushes him over to the left. Slark got out. Realistically, he just got ignored. They'll go after XM to get the kill, and now just AhJit around. However, he won't be able to make anything happen. Like everything again was there for EHOME. The Ravage, the Echo Slam, exorcism going the whole time, but Vici, they play it well enough where they come out on top.
Good jump by Earthshaker, still not an more killing him. They took out the Phoenix, which is pretty much the target you want to take out first. AhJit in Invis, waiting for someone to come to the bottom lane. They know there's no BKBs yet.
For Ori, right? He's coming in, poking with the line. There's another pounce, duel, dark pack, and kick. Wow. So it's again a hook shot in, but there's the Fissure. A total is starting up these heroes with BKB top by TYW. Clockwerk surviving way longer than it feels like a 5 should. Or a 4 should at this point.
So it's
Nova
dead.
finally goes down. They've got the Sun Ray. Chalice burning a little bit down at 70 health. He'll survive. Faith goes the right way to TYW with the totem. But still, he survives. They look over at 11. They've got the super.
They can't focus it.
They've got the Fissure ends on the they've got the totem to follow it up as well as the silence from the Death Prophet.
Gold Scepter, but they can't see her.
But they cannot get the Mules onto this Phoenix.
Oh, I feel Juggernaut could actually stay because Clockwerk was doing some amazing work and just trying to reset his cooldown on a Blade Fury so he can get out. And then Batrider shows up, plus a Phoenix, so that's sustained, that's damage. Lasso cooldown was once again ready. Man, 11 having a really good game this time. Finds regeneration, now with the Aghanim Scepter, allows him to get the 2 targets.
I like the double lasso. It only shows his one lasso connected to another, but in my mind, I think he's swirling 2 lassos.
Yeah, it's just one lasso, Bika.
Good dream. Does. And the silence coming out for the Death Proc. Old 11 can only just watch. They tried to throw the healing word to help out DY as best they can. They do have buyback on the Phoenix. Supernova down basically.
Roche is available if they want to run in. That Prophet Exorcism is available. Level 3, so that's 24 ghosts. It's being pinged out. Buyback available on Phoenix. If they screw it up with Rocket, Phoenix will buy back for sure.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Trigger goes down, so they know they have vision of this. Use that right. You gotta be aware of where PYW is. They're getting out there. Yeah, there's a shot. He gets his Ravage though, as well as the Echo Slam. All committed to take out Erica. They will go for PYW. BKB's been popped once again. AhJit sticking with him. He's got XM, he's popped his own BKB, Exorcism still rolling forward, and PYW's dead as well. Both these heroes don't have buyback. Victory prize at the bottom of the cereal box should be Roshan.
Cheese and Aegis. I like how Chalice is not hesitating at all. He's like, I'll click him in, using my Ravage, don't care. Once again, go back to Juggernaut's item build. Like, he decided to go for a BKB. If they get a good jump, they're not going to be able to pop that BKB. They'll just stun lock you. So status resistance, S and Y. I feel like if he had that S and Y, that he would live times in a row because of it.
Could have been setting up to be a different Jug game, but instead Erica 4-4-7 behind the Slark. But we haven't really, well, you know, we talked about the Jug and his build. What about going to the Aeon Disc as well? You talked about how this is a strong item for the Death Prophet. I think the same could be said there for the Leshrac too. He's got just about 20,000 net worth. He's having quite the game in the moment. It's not as flashy as we normally see from Ori, but quietly I feel like he's net worth.
Ori silently farming, getting very close to his level 25. If there's any big items coming up on now. Clockwerk, alright. This is not what I wanted to see, just for the memes though. Aghanim Shard on Clockwerk queued up, so it gives him a jetpack ability.
Also, Batrider got the shard too.
That's interesting. Maybe, you know, if they get a jump on, let's say, Juggernaut, he can actually save him. We've seen some abilities like that, they're getting a lot of value. Not just abilities, but also items. A Windwaker, we've seen it used to full potential a couple of times.
Disruptor's Shard, I feel like we've seen used something that helps your allies out. Those shards that have that ability to make your heroes tougher or, you know, hurt more. I like them.
It's a 20-second cooldown when used on allies, the Batrider charge, so could be okay. Should they get a good jump on a Juggernaut, could actually save him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, you can't beat that item. That's big downside of the item.
Be on the lookout for the next patch when it
Radiant
does get enough.
structures are fortified.
Look, shot misses, comes in, pounce. That's gonna miss. Then he pounces back. BKB's been popped very early by Erica.
Well, this is the problem with BKB on Jug. Not something we don't see that often, but you know, he needs to pop it straight away. With the status resistance, is like you're waiting for them to get a jump on you, then you're like, man, we didn't stun him for long enough. You get the Blade Fury off, turn the whole fight around.
Good pressure.
Radiant's middle tower
They've taken the tier 2.
The lasso, another good egg.
They've got the hook shot coming in from PYW as well. The Clockwerk using that Earthshaker and xNova, he's in the car. He'll buy back immediately, but they've already taken up immediately with the Omni Slice bouncing around onto this death. Probably got the sleeps on the AhJit. Dark pack, loaded door, trying the wrong thing.
There's the lasso onto XM.
That was such a great play, man. This Batrider shard pickup, I was like, where is it? Perfect timing, drags him back, and it's only 20-second cooldown when used on allies, so you can use it offensively like a couple of seconds after. So buyback from PY W, buyback from Fate, 2 position 4, spot back.
Dire's middle tower is under
I'll take
attack.
that as tribute.
25 for the Leshrac.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Diabolic Edict explosions. We'll take a look at the replay. Try to go about it better this time with Leshrac. Look at that.
And Glamour Cape, yeah, just to keep him alive. 80% damage reduction is no joke.
Literally do nothing. Fade, he ends up dead. Cogs are around, he's undying, and then AhJit, he pounces into the cogs. He's in trouble, and once he loses that Aegis, troublesome for the Slark trying to kill him. He gets away in the end. X in.
Dire's bottom
Dead without
tower is
buyback,
under
9
attack.
seconds. So, still 15 seconds without the Death Prophet. Erica just leading the charge, trying to go through backdoor here. Finally, the creeps come in.
Dire's
We
bottom
need tower to take.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
14k lead from Vici. It's weird that it's a 14k lead considering EHOME felt like they were the ones making the charge. Down by
Cheese and Aegis were available. Juggernaut buying the tome for himself. I'm not sure it's needed. Like he's gonna hit. That's a very greedy thing to do. Let's see if there's anyone that could buy that shard. I mean, Phoenix is level 20, so there's nothing to gain from that tome. Same goes for Clockwerk. So, okay, would still hit level 25 nevertheless. Neon Disc on Leshrac. Just love the item right now.
Dream coming through for open.
Young 11, he's either the best or the worst player in the game. Pretty much it's always the same story with him.
xNova drops a 2, sitting on the high ground. Deacon spots Liquidating. 11 looks for an opportunity. Supernova on the high ground. Stop the last
Down goes AhJit. They lose the Slark. He does have buyback. He can hit pop by XN trying to run. TP Supernova makes sure he doesn't get away. And he is 3 dead on EHOME.
Once again, he'll ruin his words, man. I just love his item build this game. Like, no shenanigans, boots of travel, into BKB, into Blink Dagger to get the initiation going, then picking up Axe and the shard. Like, that shard pretty much turned the whole fight, the previous fight around. Now with the Aghanim Scepter, a double lasso just feels really great. With the Octarine Core, it's much easier to execute with the cast range. Edict level 25, extra damage. This just might be it. If we get the 2 more kills, Echo, Ravage.
Through, right now they got the lasso, the double Ravage does nothing. It really doesn't affect the side of Vici. They're still coming forward, still chasing EHOME and looking to finish the game.
You used everything. You used everything. You've seen the lasso once again being used on defensive. Juggernaut still, you know, I don't think they would be able to bring him down, but, you know, just shows how Dota has evolved and some of these new abilities, new upgrades, just fun to watch.
It is, everything.
Dire's top tower
EHOME
is
is
under
not
attack.
getting it done.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Gear up towards top. Destroying mid, go towards top. Dagger for the Slark. Shot here.
Dire's
And then
top tower
xNova, they got the cogs. Chalice. Moving out to offer at the moment. No Ravage. xNova gone. He'll buy back immediately. Blade Fury bouncing back his AhJit. He needs to run. The Aeon Disc is popped. He will spin in the air. Death Prophet now. Trying to survive with his exorcism, and you see AhJit a little bit too scared, and rightfully so, continuing to bounce away. They've got this aggressive egg. It's aggressive, but they know that they cannot kill him.
That's just a zoning egg. They get close, try to kill the egg. There's gonna be some turnover around. This way, they don't even touch it. 3 set of barracks for them. There's still 1 set on the bottom and the tier 3 tower. This game is looking pretty over. We have 1 more fight possibly. Tidehunter, 50 seconds for the Ravage, 60 for Refresher.
Fresh, that double egg in that fight over in the dire jump. Just both eggs perfectly. And the double lasso into a supernova.
The double, they have double everything, like double Phoenix Egg, double lasso. We're gonna see a refresher on a Clockwerk or just the Aghanim Scepter. It works like a refresher as well. Double hook shot, pretty much double everything. Let's see that jetpack. I want to see jetpack, fly over, scout things out, flying vision on this proc.
I want to see the finest creation. PYW, a Clockwerk. Leading forward, looking to get negas. They've got the silence. Pounce misses again, but they've got the fissure. Now line that up with the totem. They've also got the silence. Lasso used xNova gone. And that buyback this time different in second.
They need to reset. BKB used the Lesh. No, he ended this.
Jetpack.
Swimming in the air. Ravage used supernova over the side. They can't save all the weapons. The BKB's been caught by PYW, but the Fisher still blocks you out. Gems on the table, supernova used. Now, use the powers. He ain't good enough.
Ravage available again if they want to take a fight.
Damage, he forced the pounce away. They've got the Ravage that hits on a 2x and coming in. He's got the exorcism and the TV bombing. And now the Omnifus bounces in the neutral, goes back over to the left.
Dire's middle tower
Kill on the feed. They'll take out Colton's support so far. Erica, though, surrounding in trouble. Sunray isn't enough with the Blade Fury looking to get in. Orange back in the fight. Here comes Leshrac. XM, AhJit as well as Chalice just cannot get it done at the moment. They finally take out Ui and Yuri, who came back into this one.
BKB in 5. It's not going to be enough.
Him alone, they'll get the kill on Uri. XM looked like he was dead to rights. Somehow survives it all. Ends up.
EHOME understood, like we need to take this fight. We proc the E on disc on Leshrac. BKB was used. Another good Ravage from Chalice. He caught Juggernaut multiple times this game after the Blade Fury, which is not that easy as it seems. You know, Blade Fury ends, he blinks in, uses the perfect Ravage. Roche, let's see. The 3 couriers inside the pit, scouting things out. So it's She's refresher and the Aegis, of course.
Take a look at this replay. It looked like AhJit was dead here. Blade Fury doing so much damage, forcing him out of the fight.
Didn't use Mjolnir for a very long time.
BKB, Omni Slash bounces over to the neutrals. Fade ends up dead. Don't kill X.
Head Shard also rocking quite a lot. Blade Fury. Now look at those chain lightnings.
Just can't stay in these fights. Yeah, X is helping. Able to have those multiple pounces in and out.
Batrider comes in. The lasso over to xNova. Fissure coming through, hitting on the DY, goes the totem that got the dust against Konak.
Roche dropping low.
Use the invisible blade that comes through on a fade. He's trying to run away. He's got that haste. Goes down there.
Get back.
Defeated as he gets back up. Now they've got the Sunray as well as the supernova. He's just going to be stacked by AhJit as he takes it off from the hands of each. No shot's going to miss. Supernova goes off. The 3 heroes on the side of EHOME are still alive. End up escaping to spare with. But as I say they're escaping, Erica's right on the tail. He gets a bit on a challenge. You still have exorcism going. There's a second supernova with a refresher being used by the Phoenix DY. But again, EHOME just make enough distance between themselves and the rest of Vici.
Vici Gaming kills Roshan. EHOME gets the last hit, of course, but EHOME gets everything from it. So she's on Dead Prophet. Slark picked up the refresher. He gave it to, let's see who's holding it. To Dead Prophet for now. So yeah, double exorcism, double Ravage, and of course Aegis on Slark.
Prophet, the Spirit Siphon upgraded with the Shard, has the Axe, of course. Work Bell Prism. This is its cooldown cut to 118, basically 119 seconds.
Spell Prism is just a busted item. It's the best tier 4 item without a doubt. It gives you everything. Mana regen, it gives you stats, 18% cooldown reduction on the items and abilities.
Pick up that flick. They also have an Abyssal finished on AhJit. We saw the Abyssal from the Jug, used on Fade. Basically was enough to take him out. Almost got to the haste rune. I think he saw it. Saw a potential opportunity to run, and when he went down, Jug was close enough to get that back. So 25k, but an option here for EHOME. Certainly. Dream core being built for the Tidehunter. He's already got that refresher. Lotus Orb, Pipe, Wind Waker for Ori.
Oh, Wind Waker is a really good item. You know, you have a lasso that can be used on allies, and now you have a Wind Waker on top of that. So once they get like what might look like a good jump, you can just combo break it. Did you know that Eon Disc's ability passive is called Combo Breaker?
No?
I learned that the other day.
Sounds like something out of a fighting game.
Combo Breaker.
I think you gotta go deeper on that. The old Halo now.
I'm listening, B-Cup. You go. Go deeper.
Combo breaker.
Oh yeah, that's much better. Also, you do not touch the microphone. Chat will not appreciate that one.
You're right. I'm sorry, chat. Forget that. Holding right now. Feels like Vici though, looking to
dive over. G-Line never goes to the chat back. The Abyssal Blade are going after this spot, but she's in the air, but they still have the reach to get the kill on the Aegis. Supernova not timed correctly with the Sun Ray. Here comes the second life. Chalice, he baits the ulti, but now he's in trouble. Full staff back. Just surviving. He beats it as the BKB came out from Ori. They've got the stun on the Leshrac, trying to catch it. There's the silence. Eric looking for his opportunity to jump in. There's the BKB as well as the jump on.
Another egg.
Can he get anything out of this? They got Supernova as well as the Clockwerk. There's the Flame Fury. Final comes in from Chalice. They need to get something out of this, and Deathlock is in too deep. The last
They need Chalice to blink in.
Got the option to pass the left. The Demon is not going to be enough. Next, and it's a dying end. The left is coming through. It's Jug, but now another Ravage comes in. BYW trying to get the safety to this push shot. There's the big auto over from feed. It doesn't just sit there. Eric so he returned. They just back to the cocktail take out two. And Undying also dropping shooting from the sideline. Looking really bad for EHOME as they found themselves on top of that bomb. They got spirits up to try to hold on.
That's a dive back.
There's the GG call and Beach. 8-game-1 on an ultra kill for Ori.
Oh man, what a game. What a game. Like regaming some weird nice itemization. Like their general understanding of how they should play this game, avoiding team fights first 10-15 minutes.